Hey guys, Jason here with the Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. We're going to take a quick minute and we're going to talk about bow pull-up ropes to get your bow and your pack and your stuff like that in a tree. If you are just pulling up your bow, anything works. Doesn't matter. Use whatever you want to. Use simple paracord, use 3mm rope, any string you got, doesn't make any difference. It's all going to work fantastic. I usually don't recommend paracord though once you start pulling a pack up in a tree. When you're trying to take a pack up with you, you're adding a little bit more weight in there. Paracord is strong, yes, but it has a tendency to squish flat. And when it does, it really starts to burn on your hands. It's hard to get a hold of to try and pull it up. Imagine trying to, lift a paint bucket with a fish line, with some monofilament fishing line and lift it that way, or lift it with a piece of rope. It's easier with the rope. Paracord, not really a fan of that for anything unless you're only pulling a bow under the tree. Once you start grabbing a pack and bringing a pack up, you're going to want something better. If your pack is pretty lightweight, 4mm rope is going to work fantastic. I use 4mm quite a bit, especially when I'm around home, and I'm only going out there with my pack is in a frame pack, and I don't have food and tons of water and all this extra weight of things of where I'm doing all day sits in there. In it, I will use, this is the one I use the most, just a simple 4mm accessory line. What I like about 4mm mountain climbing rope, or 5 or 6 or anything, is it doesn't squish. This does not hold water. Water runs off of it, dries really fast. When you put it in your pack, it's not soaking everything in there, and it also doesn't tangle. It will untwist as you re-roll it, but it doesn't tangle on you like a lot of other ropes do. So that's a great feature of the mountain climbing accessory cord. It's not very expensive. You buy it in 50-foot lengths, and it will actually make life pretty easy because then you get 2 cords out of it if you want to. But I will put a link down below for the 4mm, 5mm, and the 6mm. Now the 4mm is great for, like I said, a lightweight pack. Once you start getting into having a heavier pack, or you got, like I said, you got a lot of food, you got a couple liters of water in there, you're spending the whole day on a stand, 5mm is a lot easier. If you have trouble with your hands or things like that, or if you're hunting cold late season and you want more where you don't have to take your gloves off and fine tune it while you're trying to roll it and untie it and do all that kind of stuff, 5mm is a great option. 5mm is probably my favorite go-to do-it-all size. I usually use, like I said, the 4mm here around home, and I take the 5mm one with me on my hunting trips where I'm out of state and that kind of stuff. And wintertime, I go to that 5mm one. Now, if you are going to be using camera gear, or you are going to be pulling a tree stand up. Some of you guys running cameras, you're going to have a cameraman with you. You're going to hang a stand, get up there, and you want to pull the other stand up to hang it. 6mm rope is the best you're going to find. It's going to work great. It's strong enough to do everything you want. It's thick enough diameter that it's going to be easy on your hands, and it's also going to you're going to be able to pull it without it cutting into you, and when you lower it down, you can go hand over hand as you let this stuff down. You try doing that with a stand with this lightweight 3mm rope, and it's just going to burn right through your hands and be miserable. So camera gear, that kind of stuff, you start pulling up camera arms, vari-zooms, cameras, and lavalier mics, and all the gear and batteries and everything you have. The 6mm rope is going to be your best bet for sure. So kind of gives you some ideas here. As far as bringing them up the tree, I'll show you kind of here what I do with mine. What I do is I put in, on mine, I put in one end, my bow end, which is this end right here. I put 2 loops on all of mine. These are the ones I use all the time. I have 2 loops. This loop right here is for my backpack. This is for my bow. I take this loop, put it through there, loop it over top. I usually pull it through and loop it once more just because I can, and it stays. If you put it through and loop it once, sometimes if you're wiggling as you're going up and down, it can come off that limb. So I like to go all the way through, put it through, and then wrap it once more just to lock it on there for my bow. And then I hook the carabiner of my backpack to this one. What that does is that gives me my pack comes off the ground first, and then my bow just leans against my pack as I bring it up the tree. The other side of this here, I put just a cheap, simple aluminum. You get them everywhere, the keychain type carabiners. I wrap mine with a little bit of hockey tape on there. When I'm going, I have my harness straps right here for my harness. I take this, I put it through my strap of my harness, and I just lock it to itself like that. So it hangs there down low by my waist, but it's on there. As I get up to the top of the tree, I hang my stand, I pop this off, and I take it and I just clip it right on my cable of my tree stand. That way it's always right there and handy. When I get in a stand, I just reach down, grab the rope, pull everything up. When I get ready to let it down, I just let it down and then just disconnect it, drop it. When I get to the bottom, roll it all up and pack it away. So sweet, simple, and easy. But this does just kind of show you, gives you some perfect examples of some great options for your ropes. You know, to pull your bow up, pull your gear up, all that kind of stuff. Sweet, simple, easy stuff. Again, if you're just pulling a bow up, anything works. But when you start getting into pulling up packs and pulling up camera gear and hanging stands with it and stuff, you're going to want to look at some of this stuff that's better quality options to save your hands, to make things easier. 4mm, 5mm, 6mm mountain climbing accessory cord. I will put links down below for you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.